Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome back to another edition of NBC's 10 Count. I'm Steve Fall, and today I'm talking with WWE Hall of Famer Jeff Jarrett. Jeff, how you doing today?
Steve, what an appropriate name. Fall. That's your last name, huh?
That is my last name.
Fall. There you go, man. How's life treating you?
I can't complain. Everyone's healthy in my household. How are you doing?
Very good. Very good. Super busy. Got a lot of moving parts in my world. Well, pardon the pun, in my world, but there is. It's a lot's going on. Pretty exciting time. You know, the spring is always we'll call it WrestleMania season. A lot of things come out of that. So baseball, video game, WrestleQuest, the podcast. Just got back from Mexico, Triple Mania, their version of WrestleMania. So we got a lot to talk about. What's on your mind today?
Yeah, I want to talk about a couple of things. One is I mentioned you were a Hall of Famer, but you kind of left the WWE twice in these weird, strange fashions. And obviously you had your reasons. But were you surprised when you got the phone call saying, hey, we want you to be in the Hall of Fame?
Of course, Steve. You know, we use the term on the podcast, granular. Me and Conrad Thompson, my partner, got really granular on both of those episodes. But no, it's a, you know, at the end of the day, hindsight's 2020. Did I make all the right decisions? Absolutely not. But who does? But yeah, it was controversial to say the least. The timing of both departures, completely different set of circumstances for both of them. But nonetheless, after 19 years, and I think that I still kind of hold a wacky record that the longest time frame to go from a Monday Night Raw appearance to the next Monday Night Raw appearance over 19 years, Steve. So stepped out in Phoenix Royal Rumble 2019, and that was a unique set of circumstances. But yeah, the Hall of Fame in 2018, very, very special class as well that I went in with. So really, really cool moment.
That is awesome. And I know one thing that happened to you during that Hall of Fame was you were kind of forced to sing this hit song that when it came out in 1995 with My Baby Tonight, it was on the WWF, put the F back in for a minute, Volume 1. That was their first like CD that I had with your song. I was a little boy dancing around my bedroom, being Jeff Jarrett, doing the strut and singing the song, knew all the words. And then 25 years later, suddenly everybody's singing this song. And it's become one of those things where, you know, it's like a band. Well, you like that band before everyone knew about it. And then suddenly everyone knows about it. And you're like, dude, you also like With My Baby Tonight? Are you shocked that today's world loves that song more than when it came out 25 years ago?
Unbelievably shocked. Again, to reference Conrad, my podcast partner, he started the podcast with Reese Pritchard, and just out of fun, they started humming it and having a good time with it. But, you know, through the years, really former wrestlers or current wrestlers, you know, we would always chat about it like, hey, man, when I found out you weren't singing, and it was really Road Dogg, God, that really got me. We really thought you were singing. Anyway, it was a fun deal, fun gig. It kind of caught everybody by surprise because, you know, you think of the late 80s and the Hulkamania run, and then we got into the new generation, which was the predecessor of the Attitude Era, is a little different. You know, there was a truck driver and just all the different garbage man and a race car driver and all this. Well, here's this country singer, but all of a sudden he really could sing, and I, you know, been out on the road and getting the Double J character rocking and rolling. And then all of a sudden we sort of came out with that with the roadie, and it just clicked. It really, really fit. So yes, we're still talking about that song today.
Here we are.
Here we are. Yes.
Here we are talking about it. And again, I definitely sang that song many times.
No, and to this day, me and Road Dogg, you know, we're going out on tongue in cheek, the Ain't We Great tour this summer. Anyway, it's our podcast live. People have asked us, you going to sing the song? And we're like, how can we not sing a song? So a lot of fun. Catch us on the Ain't We Great tour this summer.
I can't wait. Also, what's
you can't
happening,
wait to be alone with your baby tonight is what you would say.
Well, I thought I might get sued if I said the entire song and the words. You know, I don't want to be in trouble. I don't want a guitar shot over my head. So I don't want to piss you off. But yet there was an action figure. We're gonna move on to your action figure. The action era came out with so many action figures, but one that still makes me chuckle was your action figure. Your catchphrase was, "Don't piss me off." Well, on the guitar you had as an action figure, it said, "Don't make me mad." Did anyone ever say, like, hey, you can't say this, but then you're saying it on TV, but when I go to the store to buy your action figure, there is, "Don't make me mad"? Was that strange to you?
And I literally just got home from the gym, and when I was putting on a t-shirt, I had the "Don't Piss Me Off" shirt in my stack of shirts, which I still chuckle about because we actually made up one. There's one figure that says "Don't Tick Me Off." So I guess we were one of the only folks that got censored during that era. But the words "piss" didn't cut the mustard. Ass and hell and damn and lots of other 3 and 4 and 5 little words, but don't say those 4 words. I mean, those 4 letters didn't work. But yeah, I thought it was a chuckle to me. And again, it's something that nowadays when you see it, it's just, to me, so out of context, which makes it even more of a conversation piece.
I remember at the time Al Snow had an action figure and he came with head, and there was this big controversy surrounding it, like, "That's a woman's severed head." No, that's someone who doesn't watch wrestling, who wants to take something and turn it and make it negative, but yet it's not. So we won't make you mad talking about Al Snow on your interview right now.
It's a mannequin. No, it's fun. All good.
Of course. Currently, though, in AEW, they are honoring your former tag team partner and friend, Owen Hart, with tournaments, action figures, T-shirts, all that good stuff. But he never worked there. And I know some people on it's Twitter, so Twitter will be angry about anything. Some people are saying, well, why can't WWE do the same thing? But obviously there's a whole mishmash of problems there between both sides. But I think it's awesome that Owen Hart is back in the forefront in front of fans who for years have missed seeing him in highlight packages and videos. Like, how do you feel about AEW honoring your good friend Owen Hart?
It's fantastic. You know, the legacy of Owen Hart, it is going to, you know, look, I think in a lot of ways, Owen has such a legacy with WWE. And look, it obviously a tragic situation, but you know, just an incredible run and his WrestleMania 10 match and everything with it. But AEW and the Owen Cup and everything they're doing. But I think what's so cool is the Owen Hart Foundation. That's the thing that is special to me, is that, you know, Owen to this day is still touching people's lives. And that's really the core. That's really who Owen was and is at his very core, touching people's hearts. Yes, he's incredibly gifted and athletic and a great performer, but he was a husband, a father, you know, a good dad, a good brother, and all that. But he was a friend to anybody he met. And so through the Owen Hart Foundation, that legacy is obviously living on. And I think more than anything, the exposure that it's getting through the AEW outlet is tremendous. And I think it's going to do a lot of good for a lot of people, because Owen did a lot of good for a lot of people. Yeah,
people still, again, anytime I talk to wrestling fans, it's always Owen Hart is always brought up in the conversation. Yep. And has not been on TV in so long. And again, in video packages or action figures, video games. So it's just whole generation of fans
whole generation of fans that really aren't familiar with his in-ring work. And that's okay.
Right.
What's unique is he's still touching people's lives in a real positive way through the foundation.
Yes. Yes. And I noticed behind you, though, you have all your championship belts, you know, that you've held in the past. IC championship really jumps out at me. I love that title. But, you know, when you were champion, you and Razor Ramon always seemed to be at each other's throats, which was great. And you fought at WrestleMania 11, and that was a huge WrestleMania moment for you. But sometimes people always bring up the WrestleMania moment. Was that your WrestleMania moment, or do you feel like maybe there was something bigger that never happened for you?
Well, no. I mean, it's hard to deny the fact of that being a real special. Razor Ramon and that character and what Scott went on to be with the NWO, excuse me, in his stature in the business. And, you know, going in as a champion of WrestleMania and retaining, that didn't happen very often. So it is obviously an awesome WrestleMania moment. My tag title with Owen as my partner in Philadelphia, that was a special moment as well. But yeah, defending against Scott and Rhodey and X-Pac at ringside, and where we all four went on with our careers later. Yes, that's absolutely a super special WrestleMania moment.
Good. because I know some people usually, sometimes have regrets, but obviously, that
Oh,
was a
no.
great moment. That was a great moment for all fans during the new generation era. That's when I started watching. So really, talking to Jeff Jarrett right now is an honor. So please, again, I don't want to piss you off.
Easy, brother.
I don't have my "Don't Piss Me Off" shirt. But anyways, currently though, wrestling, it's on every night, every day, weekends, nights, mornings, evenings, anytime you want to turn on TV, you can watch wrestling. But currently, I know you still watch everything. Who is putting out the best wrestling product, you think, weekly?
That is such a subjective, because it's art. And candidly, producing this much content, that answer, if I gave you an answer this week, I could give you a different answer next week and the following week. When you look at 3 hours on Raw on Monday, 2 hours NXT on Tuesday, the schedule, 2 hours on Wednesday, 3 hours combined with both promotions on Friday, weekends, independent, NWA on streaming, Game Changer Wrestling, almost every weekend pay-per-view. I just got back from Mexico in AAA. They are exploding. They had one of the biggest show I've ever been a part of, and that takes in a lot of ground in Mexico. I mean, they had mega stars from the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000, 2010. It was a blowout show Saturday in Monterrey and this past Saturday, and just New Japan. And they have not only shows in Japan, but here in the States. So we're in the streaming era. And so when you really take a step back and look at how much content, not just being produced, that is available to me and you, Steve, that we can sit down 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and we watch new content. We can binge watch wrestling to eternity about. I love that as a wrestling fan. I love that as a wrestling promoter, that the fan base now has such wide exposure that I'm circling back to your question, believe it or not, Steve. Like, what do I think's the best promotion? It's almost like I'm from Nashville, music business, been around it my whole life. Some folks like country, and if you have a great rock song that comes out, just a great rock song, those country fans are actually going to like that rock song, and vice versa. If you really put out good content, no matter what genre or niche or brand of wrestling, cream always rises to the top. And I have a good time. I enjoy watching all the different brands and say, that's some good stuff. Now, the distribution outlet's a whole nother game. WWE, with not only NBC and Fox Network, their social media they dwarf major league leagues, let alone teams. So the brand is so strong, social media. There's them and then everybody else collectively. But that's distribution. But as far as a wrestling fan that we have access to, man, there's some stuff going on. I know I'm partial, but there's some stuff going on at AAA that's really, really good. I also think that it's niche. It's not for everybody, but Game Changer has a unique twist that they're rolling through. Look, me and you could talk about this for a long time. I guarantee you that.
Oh, I'm most likely. Before we wrap up, though, a couple of things. One, Conrad Thompson, absolutely love that man. Interviewed him a few times already, but he's wrong. You are a member of the Four Horsemen, and I don't want to hear anything of it. I'm going to have to bring him back on the show and say, listen, I talked to Jeff. We both agreed that you are a member of the Four Horsemen. I can't believe he keeps trying to rewrite history. How dare he? But last question, though, before we wrap up, what are your goals for the year? Because you've already accomplished so much this year.
Oh,
what do you got left?
I'm a part ownership group of Shoes Baseball, the Springfield, Illinois Lucky Horseshoes. I can't wait for opening day. We're inside of a month of opening day. I'm looking for a great, successful season there. A video game coming out third quarter, fourth quarter, probably third quarter. Japanese role-playing game that I'm associated with, a producer on the show. It's called WrestleQuest. You can go to WrestleQuest.com. I'm looking for big things with that. The podcast, we just celebrated our 1 year anniversary. I'm enjoying that. And, just getting out. The Last Outlaw is making his rounds fall. And if you don't watch out and don't have me back on, you're getting a guitar shot. So I appreciate you having me on today.
Well, folks, let's wrap it up before I get attacked. Thank you, Jeff Jarrett, Hall of Famer, for being here. And thanks for watching a brand new episode of NBC's 10 Count. I've been Steve Fall. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
Ain't you great?